Okay, I need to figure out my setup. I'm on my iPad here. Try to make this look normal. Alrighty, can I see the live chat on here? Live chat, all messages visible. Okay, good. Okay, so if anybody chats me, I'll be able to see you. And yeah, everyone's doing well. I haven't talked to anybody in a while or had a video in a little bit. Things have been pretty busy for me. I actually started my master's program this week in physical therapy at U of M. So I started that on the 3rd, so that was Tuesday. Today's Thursday, so it's been the first 3 days and it's been very busy and exhausting, just getting used to everything and figuring out everything, how it all works. So I thought, since I'm starting school now, I know not a lot of people will be starting to go to U of M until September, but I thought I'd do a little Q&A to answer everyone's questions, because I know a lot of people always have many questions about the U of M. So I thought it would be great to answer them for everybody. To stand this up a little better. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. So I was actually supposed to do this live on Monday, I believe it was, and some people actually sent in some questions. So I'm going to answer some of those right now because I know they said they weren't able to make it, but I also did then change the time for the live. All right, some questions about the University of Manitoba. So you guys ask me literally anything. Anything you want to know, this is the perfect place for me to do it. I get quite a few DMs and emails all about U of M, so it's nice to have everything all in one place, because I also just can't get back to every single person. I have a lot of people saying, why aren't you answering me? And it's a lot, so ask me questions here if you can. All right, so how did you meet friends at U of M? So I did know some people initially going into school for sure, because I knew some people from high school. And sometimes you just like kind of meet people in your class. Like a lot of times you end up meeting someone by just sitting beside them and saying hi and being like, want to exchange numbers, want to study together. It's kind of as simple as that. Usually a lot of the time another person's also looking for a friend. So in a class, sitting beside someone, that's a perfect opportunity. Maybe you continuously see them in your lab, in the class, and I would just say, like, go up and say hi. Hi, this is my name, and here's my phone number. Let's study together. If you miss class, they can send you the notes. If they miss class, you can send them the notes. It's good to have like a buddy like that. So for sure in class, you can meet people out of class, like at the libraries and at events that U of M puts on. So when the pandemic isn't happening, there's tons of really fun events. The beer gardens, that's usually happens the first few days of school. Everybody just gets together, hangs out. You can have a drink if you want. And it's a good place to meet new people for sure and have a good time on the first few days of school. So U of M usually has lots of events, and there's also clubs you can join as well. So I would say that is the best way for that. Now that Zoom is a thing, first of all, like I'm also on Zoom for my classes for my master's, and I don't know anybody. So it's definitely a little bit more difficult that way to meet people. We started a group chat with the whole class, which is awesome. And now we're kind of all like talking on there, even though we don't really know each other. So I think that's also a really good idea. Maybe you could start up a group chat with your class or something, or send out a mass email to your class. Why not? And say, do you want to start a group chat? So we did it on Telegram. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. So that's what I would recommend. Just seeing if there's any chats here. Okay. It's different because I'm on my iPad, so I just don't want to miss anything. Okay, so that was the first question. How did you meet friends? That's kind of how I met friends, and also just through already knowing people. That's how I met some new people. But then I also met people kind of in a natural way, just being like, hey, my name is Sarah, and then just exchanging numbers like that. All right, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your past self? Good question. So I don't know how far back in time we're going here, but I would just say like everything goes by super fast, so just enjoy it. Don't stress too much. You'll get past the stress. Even if you don't do the best on one little test, one assignment, it's not going to be the end of the world. That was a big thing for me, being very stressed a lot of the time. So I would say that's a big one. Try not to be, try not to let the stress get to you as much. Try to enjoy your time at university, and everything's all going to work out fine. Because now I'm in my dream program. I'm literally doing it. I'm 3 days in, which is actually crazy, and I'm going to be a physiotherapist eventually. So, also don't give up. That's a big one. I definitely wanted to give up at one point when I kind of took a break between my undergraduate and my master's now. I definitely wanted to give up. So that's a big one, is never give up. Even if you're like really, really downing yourself and doubting yourself and things aren't going right, never ever give up. That's big advice from me. It's a big one. Carlos also always told me that. Karan, what's good? Karan showed up. Okay, next question. Did you commute to U of M every single day? How's the drive during the winter? Scary, slippery. Yes, in my undergrad, well, I'm going to just say when COVID wasn't a thing, because everything got so messed up when COVID happened. But yeah, oh, you just woke up? Good morning. It's 8 o'clock p.m. here. That's funny. I drove to school every single day, yes. Monday, and realized, oh, it's live. Yeah, this is live. That's funny. Yeah, so I drove to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day. I always had class every day. It never really worked with my schedule to just have class 3 days a week or whatever. And I also just like going to school because I studied really well there, so I would go every day. In the winter, it can definitely get a little bit scary if there was just a big snowstorm, or if there is a snowstorm that you're driving in. I have a further drive, so sometimes it was harder for me, for sure. But if you're just inside of Winnipeg, usually the roads are decent. They clear them pretty quick. They will be a little bit slippery, so you would have to still be careful and hopefully have winter tires and everything on your car. But it's still doable, you know? Like in the winter, you just gotta like drive a little slower and stuff, so it's fine. So you're not slipping all over the road. Yeah, I don't wanna say anything about not getting in a car accident in the winter. I don't wanna jinx myself. I'll have to knock on wood or something. But yeah, so it's can be scary sometimes, but really it's not too bad in the city. And you could always take a bus if you don't want to drive, take a taxi, or explain to your prof, like if you are driving to class and it's like a snowstorm day, just say I can't make it to class, like roads are really bad. It happens. It's Winnipeg. We get crazy weather here, so it happens. Sometimes we just get a huge blizzard. Never know. Okay, next question. What is your best method of studying while at university? Okay. So for me, I'm a person who likes to write things out pen and paper style. I love that. It helps me memorize things a lot easier. And a little thing about me is I always, if I'm studying and I'm writing out notes, I always do it in blue pen. I read somewhere so many years ago that blue pen helps you remember things better. So that was like before university. So whenever I'm studying notes, not just like writing notes, I do it in blue pen because this whatever article told me it would help me memorize it better. So I trust it. That's what I did. So that's kind of what I do. Every class is sort of different how I would study for a class. It depends on how the notes are given, what kind of material the class is, which is kind of the hard thing. But a lot of the time, like when I'm studying for like an exam or something, I will write notes out by hand, and I'll also like talk out loud as I'm saying them. So I kind of sound like crazy, but I'm like writing and saying the words at the same time out loud. That's how I would study. But yeah, I always take notes in class. So when I'm in class, I turn my phone on do not disturb. It's a really helpful tip. and then I take all the notes that the prof is saying. I ask any questions after class if I didn't understand anything, because I feel like if you're fully listening during class and you don't have to study as hard, you still have to study, but it'll make it easier that you've already heard it once in class. So I make sure I'm like fully attentive during class, and then after class I'll make sure my notes are complete, I'll study stuff and then write it out on paper. So basically that's what I would say I do, is write things out. I also have a whiteboard that I've also used for my chemistry classes, and now I just got my iPad, and that's actually where I'm taking all my notes right now for my master's. So they are giving us PowerPoints. I export it as a PDF, and then I can write with the iPencil right on the iPad, and I can write what they're saying in class. So I really enjoy that because I like writing out the notes. Typing for me is just not the same, and then the iPad makes it easier than actually writing with pen and paper, because there's so many different features you can easily do, like switch the color of your pen or switch your pen to a highlighter with the Apple Pencil. So it's very, very cool using that in class, and I'd say very efficient. Like, iPads are sort of expensive, but I think it's very helpful in university. I think it's a really great thing to have for sure. Also, Karan said something to me. One question from my side also. As I completed my high school, so Karan just graduated, everybody. Round of applause. Congratulations. What program should I choose? Oh, it just goes away. Come back. Like fades away. What program should I choose with math and physics? So you're thinking like what program in university you should go into, I guess. So I guess that kind of depends what you want to do. I've always heard of this thing called, what is it? It's like, it starts with an A. Might have to look it up. But engineering is for sure. You could do that. Physics is a big part of engineering, I know. Actuary. That is something I believe uses a lot of math. Also, with those kind of things there, you could also probably do something like a teacher, a prof or a teacher who teaches math and physics if you really enjoy those subjects. So actuary, I heard people do this. It's a business professional who analyzes financial consequences and risk. So I know there's a lot of mathematics in that. So hopefully that kind of helps. I would look into different jobs that involve those things. Sorry, I'm getting questions. So yeah, I would look at different jobs that involve math and physics, and then see what the jobs are like. Like, okay, what's the salary? Where can you work that job? What does the job like kind of outlook like? Would you like working in that situation? I would kind of say that would be something that could help you. I'd maybe try to job shadow people who are in those professions and see if you also like that. I'm sure with physics you could also do some sort of research if you're interested in that. Like, there's so many also jobs that we don't even know about that you could totally do. So that would kind of be my suggestion there. Research different jobs, find out if you could job shadow, and then kind of figure out where you want to go in university. Also, you don't have to pick a career right away. You could go to university and then take a bunch of math and science, and maybe you don't end up not liking it in university. Like, that would be good to know, right? So you need to have that experience before, like, so that you know what you do and you don't like. So I would say just go for it and maybe try out some classes in those fields, and try out some classes in other fields as well. You know, it's not a bad idea. You might like something else that you didn't actually think you would enjoy, so it's not a bad idea, like having an open mind to try different things. All right, sorry people, we have some more questions here. I gotta move on. Amina, I feel like you might have been on my other live too. Let's see. Since classes are online, do professors save the lectures on Zoom? So for my classes right now that I'm in, sometimes they record it. So it's hard to say if they will or they won't. So right now I'm in a master's program, and I've noticed that the professors that I have are different than my professors in my undergrad already. They're really caring and they really, really want you to succeed. You address them by their first name even. So it's definitely different. And if they notice that a person's missing from a class, like we know how many people are in the class and we know immediately if the number of the people in Zoom is less, they might actually record the class if they think it's important and they think that that person needs to know that information. And so that's the hard thing to say. I don't know if every prof will. You could ask them if they're going to, and they should probably also ask your permission before they do record a class on Zoom, especially because your face is going to be in it. So for me, I would say half the time. Some of my profs are recording classes and some of them aren't. And some of my classes are also pre-recorded video lectures and then also annotated PowerPoints. So it also differs by the prof. You can always ask them. And I think that's Millie. Yeah, Millie. Hey, from India. Gonna come to Winnipeg this winter. Oh, that's exciting. Are you coming to school here or just to visit? That'll be awesome. Oh, Millie. How's University of Winnipeg according to you? How is it different from U of M? So University of Winnipeg, I would say the biggest difference that I guess I've heard from my friends for sure is that classes are a little bit smaller in size, which some people would like because U of M classes, you can have like 300 people in some of the first year ones, so it can be slightly intimidating, but then class sizes do decrease like as you go on in school. It's not forever 300. So I know class sizes are smaller. The location is pretty different too. So U of M Fort Garry campus is in Fort Garry, which is kind of more like south end of the city-ish. And then U of W is downtown. Some people just are not a fan of downtown. I know some people also love it. So I know it's harder to find parking there. You'll likely have to bus or pay for a very expensive parking pass. Another thing is, since U of M is like University of Manitoba, I believe. I'm not sure if this is exactly why, but U of M definitely offers more programs than U of W does. So there's more program options and variations at U of M. Like for example, I believe that only U of M has a nutrition degree and U of W doesn't. So depending on what you want to do would also depend what school you want to go to. But I know they're both still great. Like you're still getting a degree at each school. Just depends on what you like better. Maybe one's closer to you, so you decide by proximity, by what program you're going into, kind of like that. And U of M is also an overall bigger school, bigger campus too. Samik, good luck with your masters. Love from Nepal. Wow, everybody's so far away joining in tonight. That's awesome. Thanks for coming and thanks for the good luck. Nicholas, hello. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully my answers are making sense. But it's annoying because like things like always vary. Like since my classes are online, are they recorded? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, which is kind of annoying. It always just depends on the prof. Okay, I think I answered all the questions there from the live chat at the moment. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any other ones, definitely let me know. Millie, thanks a lot, Sarah. You're too sweet. No problem. Yeah, hopefully see you around school also. That would be super cool. I probably will see some people every once in a while once I'm hanging out around campus, walking around, maybe going to the gym or something. Nicholas from Colombia. Wow. Cool. Everybody's coming from different places. Consider moving to Canada and studying your master's here. Oh, okay. That would be awesome. Are you looking at U of M? And what kind of master's are you looking to do as well? So I assume you probably did a degree in Colombia then. That's very awesome, guys. Thanks for showing up to my live and asking me questions. It means a lot. It's exciting when I see people on here. Philosophy at U of M? Oh, you are looking at U of M. That's very cool. I don't really know anything about philosophy, to be honest. Philosophy, I guess it's more in like the arts. But I'm finishing your undergrad. Nice. That's exciting. Maybe you graduate soon, this year or something. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people who do master's programs at U of M, so I'm sure it's good for that. I know. I think UM is a great school. I don't really have too many complaints about it. And it's probably one of the more affordable ones in Canada too. Okay, let's see. Some more questions here. Oh, Millie, you were asking me questions. Yeah, that was you. I screenshotted some questions people asked me from, I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Oh, you did make it. Can you Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I was just answering your questions. I just answered them before this. Millie also asked me how is my master's? And is your opinion, is Winnipeg a good school to be in? If you're considering going to University of Winnipeg, it's still a great school. So don't be like deterred away from going there just because all my content's kind of about U of M because that's what I know best. I do have friends who went to U of W and who loved it, so it's definitely a great school. So no hate to U of W. I just know more about U of M. That's what I talk about most. I was also thinking of wearing like a U of M hoodie, but I thought that might be too like, I don't know, too extra. Okay, what is it saying here? Okay, Nicholas, you're finishing your undergrad in 2 years. Sorry, guys. You still have some time to go. Yeah, you still have a little bit of time, but you still have some time to make a decision and then also do your graduate application, to do your graduate studies here. So that's no problem. That's good that you're on my live. Maybe you're already preparing to come to U of M. That's good. 2 years in advance. That's awesome. Amina, did you try to volunteer on campus and are there any types of jobs for students there? Okay, let me think about my volunteering. Okay, so I didn't really volunteer on campus. I'm sure there's lots of things you could do. I volunteered off campus at an old folks home actually, so I thought it would be something that would be good on my resume for applying to physiotherapy at schools across Canada. They want you to have experience working with some disabled people in the community, so that is why I did go and volunteer at an old folks home with people with dementia. So I didn't actually volunteer at U of M. Let me think. What kind of volunteer stuff could there be? You could probably volunteer at like some of the sporting events. Where else could you volunteer? Some of the clubs that they put on. I'm sure that they definitely have room for volunteers there. But there are lots of places around U of M too, because it's pretty central that you could volunteer at. As for jobs, sorry. Oh, sorry, everybody. As for jobs, definitely jobs at U of M. So you could, what people actually need, so there's actually definitely so many jobs you could do at U of M. So you get a job as an invigilator. So basically you're just monitoring an exam and making sure that nobody's cheating. So you're just like walking around the aisles up and down as an invigilator. So you get paid for that. And that's right on campus. So if you're living on campus, that would be really convenient. You could also get a job as a student accessibility services. Something with student accessibility services, I know if you write your notes out, I'm pretty sure you can get paid. Or maybe is that the free one? So I know that in every class, there's someone needs to volunteer to be student access, like to help people out who need student accessibility services. So they might ask somebody to take notes and then upload them to this jump program where the person who needs the extra help can go in and access your notes. So by doing this in the class, it's either volunteer or it's paid. I can't remember, but that's definitely something you can do. It would look great on a resume for sure, being involved in that. Also on campus, there's lots of jobs you could get, like at the bookstore, at GPA's, which is our convenience store. There's lots of like little cafeteria food areas you could try to get a job at. Like there's definitely lots of opportunity there. So there's no worries there. Lots of opportunity on campus, as well as off campus too. Just because, like I was saying, it's so central. You could Is there like a McDonald's nearby? I think like there's a McDonald's nearby, there's a Booster Juice. There's a bunch of like little places also just outside of U of M you could also get a job at. So that's really no problem. Like you get a student job at. But yeah, I know that there's also lots on campus you can do. I just can't really remember that student accessibility service one, but that would also be a really good one. It would look great on a resume. Let's see. How is biochem and organic chem? Planning on taking this in the coming school year, but there's practically no spots left all on the wait list. Really? That's crazy. Also, I just find it so crazy how there can be a wait list for like an online class when it's being taught on Zoom. I guess for something like that, you need a lab. Maybe that's why, but still. Let's see. So what's biochem and organic chem? Or I guess organic is like 1320 or 1310, right? That's the one that I took. But yeah, which biochem and I'm not taking this. Yeah, which ones are you looking at? That's annoying. For me, I actually really liked them. They were very challenging, but I actually love chemistry, so I kind of enjoyed the challenge. And I use a whiteboard. I'll show you guys. I can get it. So in chemistry, you need to know lots of enzymatic like pathways of how things work in your body, like the Krebs cycle, for example. And I would write it out hundreds of times on this whiteboard. So definitely, if you're going to be taking an organic chem or biochem, definitely get this. Another thing you'll need is the molecule model, which I have somewhere down here. But basically it will really help to have this little molecule kind of model thing. It's almost like you're playing with Lego and you have to make the molecules and then you can flip them. There's like a chair. Actually, I love that stuff. There's like a chair and a boat conformation of the molecules. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so look at this. This is what it is. Molecular model kit. So this is what you need for biochem. Is there nothing in here? Where's my stuff? What the heck? Oh, it's right beside. Okay, yeah, so this is it. It looks like Lego, and then this is how you build your molecules. I actually really enjoyed this class. It was really challenging, but I really enjoyed it. So you would go like this, and I believe that these ones are like carbons. Yeah, I'm gonna be such a nerd here. And then you put these on, these are the atoms. So one color is like carbon, I think this one's actually oxygen. And then you would like build the molecules and they all like attach together somehow. But anyways, that was organic chem. I really liked it, but you can definitely do well in it. You just put the time into it, you'll be fine. Okay, as I'm playing with my toys here, let's see. Will I be uploading this live? Yes, I'm going to upload this. No worries, you can watch it after. Because yeah, I did answer your questions earlier on, so no worries. I'm definitely going to upload it. Exotic Grundy, sorry I'm late to the party. No worries, man. Booster Juice, Breezy Banana for the win. Oh my gosh, you guys actually used to work at Booster Juice. Fun fact, I used to make all the smoothies. I was the Booster Juice girl. Mine favorite is Cocoa Crush. If everybody goes to Booster Juice, you should comment down your favorite Booster Juice in the chat because I really want to know. Because there's some that I like never really tried or didn't like because they just like did not look gross. Mango Hurricane, so good. Cocoa Crush, my favorite. Also Pomegranate Passion is so good. Delicious. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back, peeps. Okay. Nicholas, you can see yourself working in the library. Yeah, do you like kind of your quiet time reading and books? You could definitely get a job in the library. There's definitely a job in there. You can also be a tutor, like an English tutor. If you like the library and you like English, you can also register to be a tutor, and I'm sure you get paid like $20 an hour or something, and that's a U of M job right there. So there's lots of opportunities. Sometimes you just have to kind of know where to look for it, but it also it doesn't hurt to just go up to somebody and ask, like, oh, do you have like student jobs here? Would you hire a student? Bring your resume, you know? No big deal. Okay, so don't mind the science majors. I'll just be chilling with my feet up translating ancient Greek and Latin. Oh my god. Ancient Greek and Latin. How do you even read that? Holy. Where are you doing that? Is that at U of M also? Because that sounds crazy. You knew you recognized me from somewhere? Booster Juice? Like, honestly, maybe. I used to work at Booster Juice, so. Okay. So, also, I don't know how to say your name properly. Entai? Anyways, let me know, because you're always commenting on my stuff, and I want to know how to say your name properly. It's crazy for online classes, you're right. They actually changed it this year. Now you can take Biochem 1, Biochem 2, lab all separately. Oh! The lab can be taken separately. It's now a 3 credit hour class? Wow! That's kind of good. I guess so if you do both, you get 6 credit hours for that. Oh, my name is pronounced Entei. It's a Pokemon. Cool, I didn't know that. Entei, thank you. Entei, good to know. Okay. Entei, I hate all these waitlists. Facts. There's so many waitlists on the bio major core classes. Oh, is that like the 1020, 1030 ones, or maybe like that's so annoying. Like, it makes it so hard for anybody to get into any of their classes. They should not have wait lists. It's very annoying. Especially when the late wait list goes up to like 100. Like, you're never going to get in. I know I was trying to take physiology at U of M last year, and I was like so far on the wait list. I was like, are you serious? There was no way I was ever getting in. That was really interesting, Sarah. Oh, no problem. I try to be interesting. Exotic Grundy. You recognize me, and you're in U of M. Classics department. It's small but really nice profs. That's good. I find a lot of the time, like when you have a smaller prof or smaller class sizes, not smaller prof, smaller class sizes, like the profs are just always nicer because you get to know them on like more of a personal level. Whereas when you're in a class with 300 people, it's like, I don't know, you don't even get a chance to talk to them. There's too many people in the class. And Tay, I sometimes wonder if I'll ever graduate because of these wait lists. That's horrible. You'll be able to graduate, I know, but like that still really sucks. Like, you should have like priority in picking your classes even for a little bit. Like, what year are you in, Entei? Just curious. Because I feel like you should have like some priority in your class picking and not be on the wait list. Like, yeah, how are you supposed to get anything done? And then they a lot of the time don't even offer those certain classes in the summer for you to take them, which is annoying. Nicholas, let's see. Can I be an English tutor even if my English is not my first language? Good question. I actually don't know what the requirements are for that job, but the English tutor is like kind of like for writing papers and stuff. So I mean, I don't see why not. Like, if you enjoy English, you're good at English, but I also don't know what the requirements are. It's definitely worth looking into though. I try to be a tutor. Exotic Grundy, you took one bio course with Markham. I was like, I'm gonna head out. Okay, I don't know who Markham is, like what prof that is actually. Markham. But true. Bio courses first year too? Too many people. Entei, it's the same for organic chem and intro chem where you have chem 1 and 2 and then lab all separately. That's interesting. Yeah, my lab was just kind of combined in with the course. It wasn't separate when I took it. That would have been nice because really you are taking another course and you're not really getting credit for it. It's just going to that 3 credit hour one. So honestly, yeah, it's actually like almost better a little bit. But yeah, I did take organic chem, like the intro one, and then also intro chem, like chem 1300. I took that one as well in the summer, actually. You're in third year. Okay, that's awesome. So you only have really a couple more years if you can get off the freaking wait list. Got a C1 certificate, so it could be possible. Anyways, I'm going to check with the requirements. Yeah, definitely check the requirements. Should be good. And you did your certificate, so that's good. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking me questions, and it was nice to talk to you. Oh, the iPad's sliding down. You can see it sliding. So, let's see here. Okay, is Chem 1310, that one is organic chem? Any chem. That class was a devil. Final written was a devil. My friends and I barely made it. Okay, so I think Chem 1310 is like organic chem, but yeah, the final exam was Intro Chem 2. Chem 1310. I feel like that's inorganic. I don't really remember, but anyways, when I took organic chem, final was so bad. I had Horace Luong was my prof, which he was actually so awesome. I loved him as a prof. And the final, oh my god, I did not finish. Like, not even close. It was so bad. Like, I had so many, like, me and my friends were also freaking out because we're like, I barely finished half that exam. Like, I think he did it on purpose, I think, to like make it super hard, and I'm sure he curved it because I don't really know anybody who actually finished it. It was insane, but I was kind of the same. So I wonder if they're both like the same basically for the finals, the 1310 and 1320. The class was definitely the devil, though. I feel that. Amina, do you think that classes are going to be in person this winter? I actually kind of heard they were going to be. Like, for mine, I know that they said that they're hoping to go back in winter. Like, in January, we'll go back in, like, in-person class, like, sit in the classroom, which is so weird. But that's, like, as long as nothing crazy happens with COVID, at least. Actually, COVID's, like, pretty nice here now. Like, we're doing really good for our cases, and then as of Saturday, which is 2 days, we're actually not required to wear masks now. But there's a lot of drama with that, so it's recommended, and people are pretty upset about that, but oh, okay, I know those people. Okay, I'll get to your question in a sec, Ente. Okay, Exotic Grundy. Markham would run into his 100+ people room, coffee in hand, be verbal diarrhea for an hour. The freaking lady doing sign language couldn't keep up with it. She looked so frazzled. Oh my god. That's actually wild. That sounds horrible though. Like, could you imagine, like, you just be like, oh my god, I can't get everything down. Probably made no sense. The poor sign language person. Aw. Yeah, Horace's exam, not good, I gotta say. He's honestly like a super cool guy, but that exam wasn't just not it. It was like, he must have curved it. Like, I don't know if many of us like did good at it at all, or even passed the exam, who knows, but passed the class, so I must have done all right. Diana Milner, she's actually a really good prof. I don't know if you've had her yet, Ente. I had her for Bio 1000. I took it 2 years ago now. She was super good. She explained everything really well, and let me think about her final. What was her final like? Her final for me was fine. I kind of had a pretty strong knowledge of her information already because I was in my 5th year when I took her class. I was just increasing my grade more to apply for physiotherapy, so I had a pretty strong knowledge of it, but I can't remember hers being bad, honestly, for Diana. I really liked her as a prof, though. I would definitely recommend her for if you could take anything with her. Winter exams are now in person. Really? Oh, it sucks for you because you don't live in Winnipeg. Oh, no. So I guess you've just probably been doing classes all like distance ed or online. Oh no. I guess you'll have to come to Winnipeg. That won't be too bad. That is so funny though about that Markham person, but I didn't realize that they announced that the exams are going to be in person in the winter. I guess that would be winter term, that would be in April. They're making big promises already. It's only August, people. That's a big promise. Yeah, I'll have to get to Winnipeg somehow. My exams I think are gonna be, oh, this is falling again. Yeah, I think my exams are gonna be on the computer. I'm not even really too sure. I think, yeah, for now they'll be on the computer, and I have to do some hands-on things, of course, because I need to know how to help people. Let's see. Dude, doesn't anybody want to go back for winter? I'm praying. Cases get out of control again, TBH. Oh, so you're like a big fan of the online classes, or I guess just because it's in the winter? I know, honestly, that does kind of suck. Like, why not just like do it like where we get to go in person back like in September, like next September or something? But I definitely do miss in-person classes. I really like online classes, TBH. It gets a lot of hate, but it's convenient to be online. Honestly, very true. Like, Entei, for you, that is very cool that you don't even live in Winnipeg and you're able to take classes at U of M. I think that they should continue some sort of always online version of the class, because I'm sure it's made it so much easier for a lot of people. For me, I'm already like in Winnipeg and I do prefer in-person classes. That's what I've like all kind of already known. But yeah, I definitely think that they should continue to have online classes because it makes it more accessible for more people to go to U of M. Then they don't have to be in Winnipeg. I mean, for me, because of COVID, I don't think I'll make it to Canada this fall. Is it bad where you are? Wait, where did you say you were, Amina? Amina. Oh, I can't scroll up that high. That was Kron who says he's in India, but yeah, I guess is COVID breaking out really bad where you are right now? Because that's really unfortunate. Because yeah, COVID's actually doing all right now in Winnipeg. I don't understand why in person is during freaking Winterpeg. I hate that so much. Like, that's like big facts, honestly. Like, having to walk outside when it's like -40 and you're literally wearing every single piece of clothing that you own, it does suck. It's like, you know what, you might as well just leave it online for the winter, to be honest, because it's so cold. I never really thought about that. That's a good point, you guys. I was just like kind of excited to go back to in person just because, like, for me, like right now, I do classes like sitting at this desk, and I've been sitting here, like my classes started at 8 a.m. today, and I sat at this desk from 8 to 3, and then I studied at this desk, and I'm gonna have to study more at this desk. So like it's like I sit in the same spot all day long. That I don't like. Maybe I need to just switch up the area that I study in my house, to be honest. Winter does suck, but I've also got to travel like an hour to school. Online has been sweet. Wake up 10 minutes before class and seem like you're awake. True, an hour commute, that is kind of crappy, I have to say. That's far, especially in winter. Like, you have to leave like an hour and a half before at least. But yeah, I do agree, because I'm also like I'm kind of far from Bannatyne campus. That's where physical therapy is, the master's is. And it's nice. Like today I had class at 8 and I like woke up at like 7:30, make my food, walk to my room. I can like eat and then do my class. So it is really nice. Like it's hard because I love it, but then I also just miss seeing people. Like I can't sit in my room all day every day. It's just can't happen. That's true. You just roll out of bed and sign into the Zoom class. Literally so true. It's so funny. They were like, just try to dress like it is a professional program, so try to dress nice on top, but you can wear whatever you want on the bottom half, so you can just wear your pajamas on the bottom. Ente, yeah, I am in my master's. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of like didn't really do a good. I didn't really when I found out I got in, I didn't really do an announcement video. I've been so busy with work, and when I got in, they sent us so many notes to study this summer, so I've been just like studying like mad, and I have so many videos that I need to edit. Like I've been filming a lot, but I have just so much to edit. So it's okay if not everybody knows what's going on. But I am in my master's. But thank you so much. I'm very excited. It's my dream program, and I've worked literally all of my undergrad to get here, so I'm excited. So winter is officially in person. I just popped in. That's what I've been hearing, but like that could totally change with the cases and COVID. Like it could definitely change, and I don't know if that means for all classes too. Like who knows if they're gonna do a 300-person class in person. Actually, tonight there is the first Bomber game. I'm not sure if anybody follows the Bombers. I don't follow them, but all I know is that it's the first Bomber game tonight. They're packing the stadium, which Bombers actually play at U of M, for anybody who didn't know that, at Investors Group Field. They're packing the stadium. You don't have to wear a mask at your seat, and you do have to be fully vaccinated, though. That's the only thing, so pretty crazy. Sorry guys, I'm getting some text from my group chat for school. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. What is this saying here? I'm good with human contact once every 4 months, for say 10 minutes, they go away. You're made for online classes then, aren't you? I'm not sure if you talked about it, but what was your stats before you applied? Don't mind sharing. My GPA sucks so bad right now. Like apply to my undergrad. What is your opinion of what's gonna happen for winter? I'm gonna say as of right now, my opinion is in person. For smaller classes at least. So for me, I think I'll go in person. I do a few things in person right now anyways. I have labs in person. Actually, COVID situation where I live is getting better, but the papers that are required are taking a lot of time to be ready. That is annoying. There is definitely a lot of paperwork that goes into that. And I feel like paperwork is such a slow process. Like you submit so many things, and then you have to wait for so long for people to go over the paperwork, whatever you have to do with that. And yeah, so when I applied to U of M, when I applied to my master's, yeah, I think I'll keep that private for now. I don't think I'm going to share that just yet, just because I just got into the program, but maybe in the future I'll share that. I don't think school is prepared for it. Actually, Entes, just give you like a little bit of an answer because I don't want to just like leave you hanging with nothing. It does say on the Masters of Physical Therapy program, minimum GPA to get in or to even be considered for a interview is I think 3.5, 3.6. But I'm just gonna say, like, to be competitive, you need like at least a 3.8 GPA to be at least competitive. So 3.8 and above. So I'm like within that range basically. That kind of helps you, but I won't give too much more information. No problem. Thanks for understanding. Mariah, I don't think school is prepared for it to be in person. They're horrible at paperwork and organization. I agree, and I don't really know how they're gonna keep up with like social distancing at U of M, like especially in the classes like this freaking packed, and you are always bumping into people like all the freaking time at school. So I don't know how that's gonna work either. They are saying that, but who knows? I think that for sure like the master's program will be, because it's hard to do a physical therapy like program when you're at home because everything's so hands-on. But I think, yeah, I don't know, for some, I guess they're saying that, so maybe that they're gonna go through with it. But I think that they'll really have to definitely do some things differently at school, put in some like strict protocols puts lots of hand sanitizing machines everywhere. I don't really know what they have to do, but Noor. Hi Sarah, love from Bangladesh. Hi, love from Canada. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm very, very excited to be in. Oh my gosh, the arm science building is literally, oh my gosh. Absolutely packed like sardines. That's a great one. Literally sardines in there. And your desk is literally this big. This big right here. You gotta write on that. Like, it's so tiny. Especially arms, like, oh, they shouldn't be allowed to even use that classroom anymore. But, I don't know, Entei, if you've seen it recently. Probably not, but I was there. I filmed a video a little bit ago, and when I was there, and they were redoing the desk and arms really nice, and they didn't have, some of the classrooms didn't have the gross wooden desks anymore. So maybe they've been redoing the whole thing. There's a lot of construction going on at U of M right now. Yes, if you did message me on Instagram, you probably did. I do have quite a few DMs asking about U of M, and I just haven't been able to get back to everybody. I was just kind of saying I've been really busy, and a lot of people also have been asking me the same questions, which is totally fine, but it's just nicer to answer on the live so that everybody can watch it after, so I don't have to answer a bunch of times, just because I just don't have time for that, unfortunately, with everything going on in my life. So if you want to ask me questions about U of M, go for it right here in the chat and I will answer my best. Ente, how did you manage to work to balance school and work? Sarah, any time management advice, maybe a video in the future. You're right. Honestly, I need to post a new video in the future. You're so right about that. Let's see. So yeah, I always worked throughout university and also played sports. So actually something I would say for my time management is making lists. That's probably the best advice I have. And then also, if I'm really stuck for time and I really only have a certain amount of time for this and this, I'll time myself. Kate, you get an hour to work on this and you get an hour to work on the next thing. But I would say having an agenda, having a calendar is super helpful to keep you on track, so you can see everything laid out for the next month ahead of you. And then you're okay, I have to work this day and then I have an exam a week later, so then I can use this time to study. So I would say that's the best. The comment in the chat, sorry. But yeah, so I use this called Today's Plan of Attack, and I write down everything I need to do, and then I do check things off by things that are highest priority, so that's what I'll do first. And then I usually have so this little thing here, this is my school schedule right now, but I buy these calendars. This is super weird, but this is what I do every year. I actually need to buy one, so I'm going to be buying one tomorrow, I think, but I buy this calendar. It's from Dollar Tree. It is $1 and it's a calendar that shows you the entire month here, and it's from September to August, and I get one every single year. It's from Dollar Tree. I literally love it. I know there's calendars for at least $5 out there, but I love this Dollar Tree one, and it's a whole month, and I write out all my stuff for that whole month. So it really helps me to have a visual. I'm a visual person, to have a visual of everything I'm doing in that month. And even in that week, I'm okay, I have this week, and then I'm playing ringette this day once that week. I'm working once as well, so I need to schedule in my studying at this times and that time. So basically, when I'm in school, I'm really careful with my time. I'm okay, you can't be on your phone for too long. I don't watch a lot of Netflix when I'm in school, and there's just not enough time. And I usually also have goals for myself, just kind of internal goals. I don't write them down, but I'm hey, you need to have this finished by now, because you have to start the next lecture tomorrow or whatever to be on track with my studying. So that's kind of that's kind of my best tip, making lists. What to do? Who said that? The Exotic Grundy. I make lists of my list. Just call me Schindler. Good joke. Good one. So you're a list maker too. I love lists. I haven't seen Schindler's List though. That movie, I'm pretty sure it's a movie. I don't really watch movies. I'm always doing other stuff. Ashkay. Oh no, Akshay. Sorry, I said your name wrong. Akshay. Okay, let's see, I have some more questions here. Can I apply for international college at Manitoba after my O levels? I don't know what O levels are. You can apply to U of M, definitely online is where you do your application. Can you make a video about ICM? I feel like that's like computers or something. Computer programming? I don't know anything about that, unfortunately. You can look that up a little bit. Maybe contact some people in that department if that's computer programming or something. I unfortunately don't know anything about that though. But yeah, so Entei, that is sort of how I balance that. Just like knowing what I have to do that week, knowing what I have to do that month, and then I figure out where my studying is going to fit in there and at the end of the day for me, studying is always my number one priority. So it will always come first. But then it's also really important to make time to do fun things as well. And also like for me playing ringette or going to see my boyfriend or seeing my friends. So it's also really important to, no matter how busy you are, to also give yourself that time to like have fun or else you're going to go insane. And also for me, a thing that I really enjoy that's kind of like a nice break for me is editing YouTube videos. I love doing that on my like breaks between classes and stuff. Bonjour, Akshay. Doing a Q&A. I sure am. If you have any questions, let me know. Amina, do you get time to socialize with schoolwork? With all the schoolwork, like going out and stuff, especially on the weekends? Yes, I definitely do. So I try to, like, during the week, when I could, I would stay at school till like 10 or 11 p.m. with my friend Patricia. So I try to like work as hard as I can throughout the week so that the weekend I can try to take it easier. Or I have time to study for like exams or midterms. So that's sort of how I like kind of manage things. So I don't ever like during the week, let's say I have class like 8 to 3, 8 to 4. In the evenings, I definitely still study. I don't just like take that off. Every once in a while, maybe I'll take it off if I'm really needing it and I'm exhausted. But I try to kind of do that and it's hard for sure to balance like work, school, social life for sure. But you just like really, it's going to be a priority. So you just have to like make time for it. Maybe you get less of studying that day, but then you can try to make that up the next day. So I would definitely say that it's really still important to make time for that kind of stuff because it's important for your mental health for sure. And there is still time. If you make something a priority enough, there's time to do it. No doubt about that. I know I'm definitely nervous for that in my master's program. They've told us how heavy, how stressful it is. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to like pull myself away from school to like still enjoy myself. I'm gonna have to or else I'll go crazy, but you kind of just have to make that time for yourself because nobody else is gonna make it for you, and you also need to take care of yourself. So it's really important for that, and no matter how busy you are, you can definitely make some time for that. Just to have some time that's for you, or just to hang out with somebody and have some fun. Okay. Definitely still do stuff on the weekends. I definitely still do. My first year I'd say is maybe one of the easier years in terms of course load. I used to go out every single weekend, like twice a weekend. There was definitely time for going out. As the years go on in your degree, there becomes less and less time for going out. So remember that in your first years, take advantage of that. Be a first year, have fun, go out, do whatever you want because it just gets busier and busier, that's for sure. So definitely take advantage of that. And there's definitely lots of time for socialization on the weekends. I try to do something every weekend if I can, or every second weekend, depending on how like my test and midterm schedules are. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of getting behind here on the questions. Abby, What classes did you take in your first year? Love your videos. Thanks, girl. Oh my gosh, I should maybe look it up for you guys because I don't even remember. That was like 6 years ago. It was just crazy. Okay, I'll tell you what I took first. I think I took